Good morning and welcome to our Animal Kingdom vlog. It is day 4 of our Disney World trip and we're heading to Animal Kingdom this morning. We're starting this from the bus stop because we literally just missed the bus, which is a little bit annoying as we've got 12 minutes now to the next one. We are planning to rope drop Flight of Passage and we then have Tusker House booked for breakfast, and then we've got Lightning Lanes for Navi's River Journey, Expedition Everest and Kilimanjaro Safaris. So lots planned, and then we're going to leave the park around midday just so we can come back and chill for a bit because we've got after hours at Magic Kingdom this evening, and we have a dining reservation booked at the Jungle Navigation Skipper Canteen, something like that, around 5 o'clock-ish, and we can be in the park until 1 AM with our after hour tickets, so we want to try and make the most of them. So yeah, that's the plan. Aaron may quickly do an outfit of the day for me if I ask him nicely. So my ears are from Magic Maker Ears. I then have on this oversized shirt from, I believe, Zara. I got this on Vinted. And then I've got on this like frilly tank vest top. I've had this years, I'm not sure where it's from. And then I have on these Animal Kingdom print shorts from the Little Emporium and Magic. And I thought these would be perfect for a Tusker House breakfast. And then my line fly is this one which Aaron kind of gifted to me after we got engaged. So yeah, that's the outfit of the day. Let's head to the park. Where are we at?
AK Animal Kingdom.
We are now joining the hordes of hundreds of thousands of people trying to make their way to Pandora.
There we go.
Oh yeah, this is Aaron's first time in Pandora as well. What are your first thoughts? And don't say crowded.
Huh?
I said, what are your first thoughts? And don't say crowded. Cool. Very cool.
Other people
and crowded. Sometimes I think they just guess. And that was when it was like new. Ooh, look at that. Look at it go. 10 minutes. But by the time we get on. So we've done Flight of Passage. We joined the queue. We literally walked through like under the sign that was saying 65 minutes at like exactly 7:30. and it's now 8:15 and we're off the ride. So obviously you're 65 minutes, so that's really good. Our breakfast is at 9 o'clock, so I'm not sure if we're going to have time to ride anything else, but we've got a few things we're going to do first, go get some photos, and then probably head to breakfast.
You can't see from this point, but if you walk the tree life garden trail at any point, you might get to see the rest of them. And then sometimes in the space we also have our face vultures as well. You'll know them if you see them. They're the largest vultures in Africa. They're super cool. And then our flamingos are hanging out. From this way over here, and our flamingos are hanging out down in that front corner.
We are now just walking into Africa, and we are right in front of Tusker House. So we are going to check in because we have just a couple of minutes, and yeah, we'll see you in there. So you get a little autograph card like we got the other day at Cape May Cafe, and it shows everyone that you can meet. So you meet Donald, Goofy, Daisy and Mickey. Goofy is just on his way around now, and we've got our jungle juice, which is really good. What do you think of the jungle juice? Started before I got back, but he just basically had like a typical English breakfast with a smoked salmon bagel. I've gone for the chicken curry, potato curry, some rotisserie ham, some potato barrels and some scrambled egg, and then I'm going to have my sweet plate like I normally do afterwards. So let's tuck in. We also both went for a rum swizzle cocktail, and Aaron's on his second plate, which was pretty similar to my first one. Yeah.
Friends, we have another California. Okay, thanks.
So we've had our breakfast at Tusker House, which was delicious, and I think it's probably our best one so far, and a lot of people said that to me before coming out. I think a lot of it was just to do with the cast members, and like the server was really good, so that had a huge impact on it. We've now got about half an hour until our safari lightning lane, so we're now just heading over to Dinoland to do dinosaur. So we're just cutting through Asia and then over to Discovery Land to head through to Dinoland. So
They're not ready for
you may have noticed we're not in Dinoland and we didn't do dinosaur because we stopped off to meet Mickey and Minnie at the Adventurers Outpost, because it was saying on the app it was like a 35-minute wait, and we were like, that's alright. But when we got there and we're walking past it, it was 15 minutes. So we've dove in and do that, and we're now heading back towards Africa to do our Kilimanjaro Safari lightning lane. Safari time! What animal are you looking forward most to seeing?
What's that? Elephant?
Elephants? Yeah.
No, why not?
I'm looking forward to seeing the giraffes. That are true. We're moving.
Antelope, and they're actually nicknamed the ghost of the forest because they're very silent when they walk, but they're also very hard to find because they tend to be more nocturnal animals, so that means they usually sleep during the day and they'll be a lot more active at nighttime. But both males and females. There's the antelope over here. These are greater kudus, so they'll be a little bit smaller than the bongos we saw. But both the bongos and those greater kudus have white stripes on their backs and their sides. That is a camouflage technique to imitate sunlight streaming through the brush of the forest. It helps them hide from predators. Islands, you can see some pelicans. These are freshwater pelicans known as the pink-back pelican. With a pink color, their backs are going to turn during mating season. Now, they are freshwater, so they'll hang around rivers and lakes. You won't see them over by the ocean. But they're going to hang out in groups called colonies that can get up to 500. Largest freshwater crocodile. They can get about as long as a giraffe is tall. So that's going to be about 18 feet long. And they can weigh over 500 pounds. Tree, because it looks like someone planted it upside down with its roots sticking out. Natural look for those trees because they go leafless about 9 months out of the year to conserve water for the drying season. So that's why that tree has a much larger tree trunk and larger tree limbs. It's extra storage space for water because they'll store about 30,000 gallons of water inside. That actually comes in handy for animals like warthogs and elephants. They'll have tusks they're able to use to eat the bark off the tree. It allows them to get to that water stored inside. They grow really fast though. Their first week they'll grow a foot, second week they grow about half a foot, third week another half a foot. So that baby giraffe, even though he was about 5.5 feet when he was born, he's now closer to 8 feet tall. But it takes him about 3.5 to 4 years to reach full-grown height. The smallest antelope species, these are springboks. They get their name from their ability to spring up in the air about 6 to 8 feet. And when they run, they can leap forward in bounds in white stripes or white with black stripes. You can find the answer by looking at their nose. So this zebra has a black nose, so it's black with white stripes. But no two zebras have the same stripes. They're all going to be completely different, just like our fingerprints are. So when baby zebras are because African elephants will have ears that are going to be shaped very similar to the continent of Africa, whereas Indian elephants will have more of a triangle-shaped ear. But African elephants are also the world's largest land animal, so the females are going to weigh about 8,000 to 9,000 pounds. But they are classified as big cats because they're able to roar. In fact, on open grassy areas of the savannah, you can hear their roars up to 5 miles away. But that one.
The safari was really good. We got to see the new baby giraffe, which I love giraffes, they're one of my favourite animals. So that was fantastic. And we are now just heading into Asia for our Expedition Everest Lightning Lane. So if you look at this temple and then you look at Everest behind, if you go down to the right level, I'm not quite sure if you can see that on the camera, but they line up. So that's how the Imagineers designed it to work. So we did Expedition Everest. I tried recording it, but I have a feeling the camera cut out. It's getting quite hot and it's quite low on battery, so I'm not sure what we captured, but it was really, really good. And we are now just heading back into Pandora for our Navi River Journey Lightning Lane. And we've also booked Lightning Lane for Dinosaur, just because we're a little bit tight on time today. So just to make sure that we can get that done. And then we'll probably be looking at heading out the park. don't know why I was expecting it to be that sweet. I thought it was going to be sour, but it's nice. Happy? Right, you're going to get some cheeseburger pods now. So Aaron's gone for the kid-sized cheeseburger spring roll with a water just so we can top it up. You get the chips and a mandarin, and the cast member there kindly gave us these as a little congratulations, which was pretty cute. Heading in to do dinosaur. Because I'm filming on my phone, I'm not going to film on the ride, just because I don't want to lose my phone. But yes, this is probably going to be my last ever time doing dinosaur, as it closes later this year. So bittersweet, but I think something new is needed. It is quite outdated now. So let's head on and do dinosaur. So we have chilled in the resort for about an hour and a half. It wasn't as long as we were hoping because it took us a little longer to meet Chip and Dale. So the camera died before we had Animal Kingdom. So before we left, we did dinosaur, and then we met Chip and Dale in the dinosaur costumes, which was a longer wait than I think we anticipated and was sort of happy with. But they're one of my favourite character meets at Animal Kingdom, and it's probably the last time I'll get to see them in those costumes. So that felt sort of important to do. So we've been back for about an hour and a half, and we're now all changed and ready to head into Magic Kingdom. We have dinner at the Jungle Navigation Code Limited Skipper Canteen, something like that. The after hours event is from 7 technically, but if you have park entry you can be in before, until 1 AM, and so you can watch Happily Ever After with all the other resort guests, and then you get to watch Enchanted later in the night, which was the fireworks show they had for the 50th anniversary. You get to ride, I think all the rides pretty much are open, and you also get free snacks and drinks around the park as well. And for us this just felt like a good way to get loads of rides done, just because of the way we're scheduled in other days. So yeah, I'm gonna head back out to the park now that we're all ready, but I will quickly show you my outfit for this evening. So I am wearing this blue flowery dress from H&M, and I've got on my Tiva sandals again, and I'll also be wearing my white mini ears and the white Loungefly again. I was going to change over to my fireworks bag, but they did mention to me the other day when I used it that because it's got a battery in it, it might self-security, and it's just easier not to. Aaron just peeked out the door though, and it's absolutely pouring it down out there. I'm going to see if I can show you out the window. So although we're about to leave, we've now had to get the ponchos out. I don't think you can see that on camera, but we are here back in the Magic Kingdom. I think we'll have to come back to the entrance tonight to get our after hours wristbands, but that's fine. What is the time, darling?
5:20.
So we've got literally half an hour until dinner. So what's the plan? We're not meeting Mickey Mouse again. That'll be the 3rd time today.
I guess so.
Mickey isn't even your favourite.
It's not.
It's not.
Is that it? Some of them again. Look out.
Do you want to head into the shops on Main Street? We haven't done some of them. No. Stubbies. I think I could ever get fed up of looking at Cinderella's castle. Like, I could look at this every day and still be in awe of it. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful.
Kind of fun to be Julie,
So we had a slow walk down Main Street, had a look in a few of the shops, and we are now going to head into Adventureland and wait for our turn to go into the Jungle Navigation Co. Limited Skipper Canteen. Whatever. I'm calling it that. We'll find out what it's actually called when we get there. But yes, we are heading in to Adventureland. Oh my god, it's Pooh Bear! I like. So when you see these gold statues, if you have a magic band, if you do like a circular motion in front of them, it tends to let off like a little sound. Are you excited?
These are rare.
So we have realised this is our first dinner using the dining table. We've only done dining table? This is our first dinner using dining credits. We've only done quick service dinners and table service breakfasts. This is our first table service dinner. Aaron's already eyeing up the menu. Let's take a look. So I have gone for the sunset margarita, and Aaron has got the jungle bird cocktail over there. Do you want to give it a go?
It's alright.
It's alright. Final last words from Aaron. It's nice.
Boozy.
Boozy. I think they are over here.
Yeah.
The one we had at breakfast was as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nice and venom.
And what have you gone for dinner?
The steak of some type.
Steak of some type. Very nice. And I have gone for the duck, but we will show you those when they come. And for pudding, I've gone for the panna connies, which is sort of like a lime take on a panna cotta. And Aaron has gone for the Mystic Magic.
Mystic treasure?
Mystic Treasure.
Something like that.
That looks very fun. So dinner was amazing. I enjoyed everything. What did you think, Aaron?
I enjoyed it all as well.
He said.
Yeah, I enjoyed it all as well.
Yeah, it was really good. I don't think it's somewhere we would have chosen to have eaten if we didn't have the dining plan, because I think the things that we wanted are quite expensive, but with having the dining plan it meant that we could, and in a way it sort of to us made sense to pay the extra for the table service, because it means we're actually getting like proper food rather than just eating the quick service meals at a time, which I can sometimes get a little bit bored of, which I know might be controversial, but I like to have like a proper meal, so I think that was really good. We've got like 2 hours until the fireworks. Yeah, 2 hours to the fireworks. So we're going to head and do some of like the low weight rides before after hours and everyone else gets picked out of the park. So we're going to head and do the people mover because we didn't get to do that the other day. So we will catch you over there. So we all checked in for after hours. There was actually a bit just as we was walking into Tomorrowland, so that was great because we didn't know that was there. So you get your wristband and then you get this little guide of what's open, what food and drink you can get, what shops are open and the entertainment, and on the back is a list of all of the rides that there are and also what character greetings there are, but I don't think we'll be doing any of those. We are just focused on the rides.
Stay clear of the doors. Open and close automatically. Enjoy your journey. Pases sentado y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas into the car. For your safety, remain seated at all times, keeping hands, arms, feet, legs, and other appendages inside your car.
This is the TTA Blue Line, non-stop service around Tomorrowland.
tree.
Greetings, intergalactic travelers. Welcome aboard the People Mover, presented by Enterprise. Don't worry, your express train keeps on rolling through the future, right by two of my favorite spots. First up, progress.
He'll never reach that tree.
Hang on tightly,
Gifted on the glockenspiel, but being a steady travel also sends some clever. I think that you've been just great. Stays apart. Oh, very big
Rain went away. And
Hooray for Pooh, too!
Start the party without me.
So we are now technically in after hours. We did clear off our fireworks. We then rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and we've now just grabbed our first 3 bits of the night. So I've gone for a Sprite and a Mickey ice cream bar. Aaron's gone for the sandwich and a Diet Coke. And then we're just gonna head over to the Tangle toilets because they're the nearest ones to us. And then we might think about doing Space Mountain. And we're gonna definitely do Tron, but we're gonna do it after Enchantment. Enchantment? Yeah, Enchantment. That's the current POA.
Cadaverous pallor betrays an aura of horror, almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
Good evening. Tonight, we gather in a most enchanted kingdom. One overflowing with magic. And once upon a time, it all began with a dream.
So it is now tomorrow, and I didn't end the vlog. I'm not sure how much we filmed at after hours because it was quite dark, so the camera was struggling to pick bits up. But after Happily Ever After fireworks, it was then nearly time for after hours, so sort of just to kill the time, we went and did Winnie the Pooh because we hadn't done that ride yet this trip. And after that, it was pretty much the start of after hours, so we went and did the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And once we were done with that, there was like 15 minutes until Enchantment, so we went and did the Haunted Mansion because that was 13 minutes, so it was a walk on. That then ended like timed perfectly. We walked and sat down in the hub grass in front of the castle, and by the time we sat down, the fireworks literally started, so we could not have timed that better. And it was just wonderful to be able to watch the fireworks with like no one there, like given that we'd done Happily Ever After, which is as crowded as a tin of sardines, and you then did Enchantment and you could just sit on the hub grass and there was like 5 other people sat in there with us, was a little bit crazy. And then we went and did Tron, which everyone basically went and did after fireworks, so that was like a 25-minute queue, which is quite quick, but in the context of the evening it felt quite long. And by the time we got off that, it was like midnight, and I was flagging quite a lot, so we decided to call it a night. Let's not push ourselves too much. We had 4 bottled drinks each. We had some popcorn for the fireworks, and then we got 2 boxes on the way out because they were just sort of chucking them at people. And then we also had an ice cream each. So when you account for that and then all of the rides that we got to do and the extra fireworks, for us, I would definitely say it was worth the money. I think some people maybe will be like, but you only did like 4 rides. It's not. I mean, if we didn't want to watch the fireworks and if we maybe did different rides, like maybe if we went and queued up for something instead of doing Winnie the Pooh and then did something else, we maybe would have got more done. But that's what we wanted to do, and that was what worked for us, so that's what we enjoyed. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a bit of a mishmash of a day of Animal Kingdom and the Magic Kingdom after hours, but tune in next week for a little bit more of a chill day. We'll be heading to the outlets and Disney Springs, and then we are heading back into Epcot this evening. So yeah, tune in next week to see today's vlog. Bye!